Welcome. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Barry Allen.
There we go. And this is Bryan versus Bryan, episode 18. It's 18, right? I hope so.
I have no idea.
It's probably episode 18. I guess we're just going to keep reviewing shitty Christmas movies is what we're going to do.
Until next week, apparently.
Yeah, because we are doing Krampus. 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 2000. When did this come out? 2015?
Yeah, 2015.
And I owned it without knowing it.
Yeah, you kind of gave me free reign this week because you took Jingle All the Way last week, and I was kind of struggling to find something because I'm looking at all these Christmas movies that we've all seen a million times. And then finally, I kind of just gave up one morning. I'm like, let's just do Gremlins. I think it's either between Gremlins or maybe Krampus because I haven't seen Krampus since it came out, and I remember being kind of lukewarm on it and thought it'd be fun to kind of revisit it and see if my thoughts have changed. And I also know there's kind of a small little cult following for this movie, and I was, wanted to give it another shot. And then I asked you if you had seen it, and you said no. And to both of our surprises, not only have you seen it, you own it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny.
I remember buying it now at Hastings or something around Christmas time because me and Jesse had heard about it. It gained some traction that year or something.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, let's try this out. We'll just watch it. And Jesse says we both liked it at the time. So we'll get into that a little bit later, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I just figured I'd rewatch it. Like I said, I haven't seen it in 5 years. And at the time, you said you hadn't seen it. And instead of doing Gremlins, figured we'd revisit it. And yeah, I mean, since I picked, do you want to share your thoughts on your rewatching it?
It's ridiculous. It's fun. It's a fun little odd Christmas movie. Like, so you're not watching the same shit every year. It's fun to watch. I didn't hate watching it. I sat through the whole thing. I really wanted to see the whole thing. So it kept me there. I think it's really good up until it starts getting really wacky. Like, it could have been a pretty damn spooky movie if they would have kept it like with just the Krampus character and not the elves and the cookies and the bear. That one Jack in the Box character though, the fucking giant slug thing, that dude's creepy as fuck.
That was
like
cool.
That was some scary shit. But I feel like it could have been a lot scarier than it was, creepier than it was. I just didn't get the tone of this movie is all over the place.
Yeah, that was my biggest issue. Like after I watched it, because I kind of echo what you're saying. I think it's entertaining. I don't think it's anything special, but it's a fun little watch. But I almost disagree with you in the sense that I think it's the most fun. Like, I guess, I don't know, maybe we're jumping ahead, but there's a scene that takes place in an attic. And then there's also a scene that simultaneously happens on the bottom floor with a gingerbread cookie. And that small sequence of the movie, I think, is where the movie has the most fun. And it almost makes me wish that the movie was more like that, or maybe even more comedic, especially since the cast they have. Like, it kind of takes itself a little too seriously. And I wish that it was a little more funny and a little more goofy, because some of the stuff that you see in the movie is ridiculous and goofy, and it doesn't match the tone of the serious nature of it. Almost to the point where like Sarah and I were laughing during the attic scene, not because it's funny, but because it's so out of place and weird and out there. But I do think that's where the movie has the most fun, is like all these fucking goofy monsters are running around. And
yeah,
I don't know.
See, I thought those parts were a little bit too much, especially the attic scene. I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like they can't save anybody in this damn movie every time. And then all these things just keep coming out, and then the baby doll owl and the top.
Oh yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is? So I thought the best parts were like the the lore of like,
Yeah.
the mom telling the Krampus story and how it happened to her and how you could kind of tell she knows something's going on. And she's like, keep the fire hot to keep Krampus out of the goddamn chimney.
Yeah, did you find that weird at all that exposition dump was in the middle of the movie? I feel like that would have been better at the beginning. Like the opening of the movie is like the lore of Krampus. 'Cause I don't know, it feels like the movie slows down in the middle where she has this huge fucking 7-minute monologue about who Krampus is. Like I don't know, it feels like it should have been in the beginning of the movie. Like that's how the movie opened. Like maybe she's telling a story to her kids, and that's how the movie opens, and then you kind of just go with it the rest of the movie. I don't know. It felt weird in the middle of the movie.
No,
No,
you don't explain the Mogwai at the beginning of the movie, bro.
they
There's
do. That's how Gremlins opens.
you don't. Well, yeah, you explain the Mogwai. You don't explain the Gremlin at the beginning of the
Mm,
movie.
yeah.
You don't want to know about the protagonist or the bad guy yet. You explain the cute thing, Christmas, and then once you get into the terrible part, Krampus, then you got some exposition. Then you throw some water on the bad boy, the gremlin. Okay, then you feed it
Yeah.
after midnight. So I didn't mind that. I like
Yeah, I was
that
just
part.
curious.
I like that part. Like I said, like that lore was kind of cool, and it was pretty creepy up until that point. Like when the first girl got taken out in the snow, like that was creepy.
Mm.
Like this
Yeah,
could have
when he's
been
like jumping on the rooftops and shit, that was kind of cool.
it could have been a legitimate scary movie or a legitimate comedy, of which it was neither.
Yeah.
Was my problem. It was like pick one.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's his biggest issue. That and I don't know if you'll disagree or maybe have a different take on it, but I think one of the weirdest aspects is that the movie kind of sets up the kid as the protagonist of the movie. So like he's the one who gets in a fight in the beginning, and then they come home and they talk about the fight, and then he has his letter, and he kind of wants his family to be together, and then he gets ridiculed at the dinner table by his cousins, and then they have the scene where he's talking with his dad, and he risks up like everything that he does kind of forwards the plot because he feels like the protagonist. And then the rest of the movie, he doesn't do anything. Like for some reason, they just sideline him completely, and then it kind of I don't know who the protagonist really is. I guess the family as a whole. But then they bring him back towards the end as like, oh yeah, we forgot that this whole thing started because of this kid. It just felt weird. You would think that he would still be the protagonist or have more scenes throughout the movie, like see everything that's going on through his eyes, kind of thing. I don't know. It felt weird to just sideline him for half of the movie.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like he was the protagonist though, but there's so much you can do with this little kid, trying to
Yeah.
fight off monsters. Um, so they kind of take you off on a journey with the adults and then somewhat the kids. Um, but yeah, then by the end, it definitely comes back to him and realizing that he's the focus of the movie with that ending.
Yeah.
This, yeah, I don't know. The ending was weird. I thought it was like it had like 3 different endings. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't like the ending, like the way it ended, and then it gives you the twist ending. I was like, okay, that's better because that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't want the none of this movie mattered ending.
Yeah.
It's all a dream, man. Just
Yeah. What was your take on that? It was like he's collecting souls and trapping them in a snow globe. That's kind of how I took it, but
well,
because they're definitely dead, or I feel like they're all dead.
Yeah, here's what I thought. So the grandma lived, right? So, or it was the mom. It's not a grandma, or it's the kid's grandma, I guess. So the kid's grandma had it happen to her and had that Krampus thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she never regretted like her Christmas wish of like wanting her family to go away and all that. So she never asked for it back like the kid did. He like confronted the Krampus and was like, I take it all back. I'm sorry. So I feel like that's what's supposed to happen. It's like your family gets killed and you're left, because she says that in the story, and then you're left behind to remember,
Yeah.
the Christmas cheer you should have had, and that cost you everything. Because he got that green ball just like she did, the little jingle bell. And I think that should have been it. Everyone died. He's left. Police come find him. He's got a fucking jingle bell. That's a pretty good ending. That's a pretty good ending too.
It's a dark ending too. I kind of like the. It's pretty fucked up.
That's like a the Mist ending.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's what's supposed to happen. But the fact that he so badly wanted to be with his family and wanted him back, his family's already dead. So Krampus is like, "Oh, you want to be with them? Fucking throw you in hell too, buddy."
Yeah.
Throws him in the pit. So yeah, I think he probably collects the souls of those who regret their decision, is what I thought. And so they can be together and they'll have the perfect Christmas in their little fucking, whatever they call, snow globe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I took from it. Like he could have just been left there alone, but he chose not to. And I liked that ending versus I couldn't remember how it ended. So then like they're having this perfect Christmas. I'm like, oh, this is fucked up. I was like, fuck this. This is a dream movie. And then I like when but then you think it's just not a dream, but then he gets that jingle bell as a gift, right? And I was like, yes, so it happened. And then it pans to all the characters and you could just tell that they're all remembering what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was kind of a good ending too, that maybe it happened, but time shifted, but I liked the ending. I thought it was a pretty good way to go.
Yeah, I thought it was an ending. I think the ending you just came up with was probably would have been a better route, but like leaving him alone or whatever.
Yeah, but they couldn't decide if they're a happy movie, a sad movie, a comedy movie, a monster movie. So
yeah,
they had to end it on the happy-ish note, I guess. They even wishy-washed on their happy ending. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of the crux of this movie. It's just a fucking crock pot of different genres and just doesn't know what it is. It's like it's kind of a monster movie, but not. It's kind of a comedy, but not really. I don't think I laughed throughout the whole thing, like intentionally laughed.
Yeah, you think it's going to be a comedy because it's got fucking
Ben Wyatt.
Yeah, dude from Step Brothers, and then what's that other guy's name? Champ Bailey.
Oh yeah.
Champ here.
I liked him and his family.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. Yeah, he was pretty good in it. Would you say who directed this? Michael Daughtry?
Daughtry, yeah. So I remember when this movie came out in 2015, and it sparked my curiosity. Didn't have my attention, but it had my curiosity because he did a movie. His freshman movie was a movie called Trick or Treat, which is a Halloween anthology movie that has like 5 different stories in one, and they all kind of connect in one way or another. I thought it was a fun kind of straight to DVD. Didn't go to theaters. Just a fun little. It wasn't, a masterpiece by any stretch, but it was fun. And so when he announced he was going to do another holiday movie with Krampus, first of all, I didn't even know Krampus was a thing. I had somebody tell me that it actually is a thing. And so kind of had my curiosity, and then I saw it, and I kind of had the same opinion on it as I did years ago, which is, it's all right. I guess he went and did Godzilla. Not the Bryan Cranston one, the one that came after it.
The worst one.
Yeah. That one was bad.
The Bryan Cranston one was decent.
Mm-hmm.
The sequel, I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's so fucking long with nothing going on. It's the most boring fucking monster movie I've ever seen in my life, dude. I'd rather the fucking Matthew Broderick 1997 Godzilla was better than this piece of shit.
Yeah, it was awful. Yeah, and I think he actually got a start. I think the reason why he got Trick or Treat greenlit, or maybe some eyes on his script, is because I think he actually wrote X-Men and X2. I think he was a screenwriter on those, and he had a relationship with Bryan Singer, who is now apparently a child pedophile, but he did the first 2 X-Men's, and I think he helped Michael get Trick or Treat off the ground, because I think that Bryan Singer is a producer on Trick or Treat, but I think that's how he got his start. So he had a pretty promising start. I mean, X-Men and X2 were pretty good superhero movies before superhero movies were a thing.
Yeah. I mean,
But now, I mean, after Krampus and Godzilla, I don't know. He's gonna have to redeem himself a little bit.
yeah, he's got to make a Thanksgiving movie. Goblox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goblox. The new Thanksgiving thriller from
Or a
Downton.
Leprechaun remake.
A turkey travels back in time. um yes, I thought like you say, Krampus is a real thing apparently. That's like in European countries.
Mm-hmm.
Like piss off kids. I think it was just a thing where kids don't get presents and they make up a fucking scary shit to tell them why. You're not getting any presents because of Krampus. Krampus will not bring you chocolates this year. He will murder you. It's like, what a terrible place to be raised in. You better be careful or you'll be murdered this Christmas. Fuck toys, you'll be killed.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that's a crazy fucking story. You either get some candies or you get murdered. There's no other way around it if you're in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, don't be naughty. You need to be nice.
And I thought the like design of Krampus is really cool. It was scary when they didn't, when they didn't show him as much. When they showed him a lot more, it was still pretty scary. I had like that fucking Frozen type of mask face, that was like, the mouth was constantly open, but you could see like the scariness behind the mask, like these fucking weird ass goat eyes or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
That character.
Yeah, I think all the creature designs are pretty great, even though if it is a little campy. Like I think all the elves look badass. I mean, I don't know what they're doing in the movie, but I think all the masks are really creepy, and I think like you were saying, the Jack in the Box snake thing was fucking badass. There's a lot of cool creature design in there.
I think it was creepy. Yeah, the elves, I don't understand what the fuck. They brought them in super late, and like, and their introduction, like something's happening outside, and like cuts to the grandma und elves, and then they fucking storm the house and break in the window and shit. And they don't like really do anything.
SWAT team.
They just kind of surround them and look at them and shit. Oh man, that was ridiculous. And they all have like masks on.
Yeah.
Why do you have masks on?
I feel like they wasted an opportunity with those snowmen because they kind of reveal them pretty early on. It was kind of creepy where the kid wakes up and he's like, hey, there's a snowman in our yard. Yeah. And then the more that they keep coming back to the yard, and there's like 4 of them now, and they keep getting closer. And I thought that at some point they were going to start moving around, but they never did.
I thought I remember them revealing that the dead bodies were in the snowmen. Because I think they are. Because after the kid gets taken, it's got a little snowman and the face looks like him. I thought I remembered somewhere along the movie that they knock one over or something or dig one out and it has the body in it. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Discover that they keep planting the dead people outside your house. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
That just reminded me of one I thought we maybe should do. Speaking of the elves, have you ever seen Troll 2?
No. That's like one of those movies that's supposed to be one of the worst movies ever, and kind of love it, hate, or it's so bad you love it kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think I saw it on something. It's either on like HBO or it's on a streamer, and I want to watch it because I loved it as a kid. I think it used to be on HBO as a kid too. I really liked it as a kid, and I could never remember what the movie was called. It's like I would remember this horror movie where you can't like. This town doesn't have milk and like they can't drink milk, and then they turn into these like leprechaun looking dudes and trolls. And then I finally like ran across this documentary about the worst movie of all time.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this is that fucking movie I liked as a kid. And it was awesome.
The only thing I know about that movie is the oh my god, and the camera like zooms in. The guy with the glasses.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I know about that movie.
They're like eating his mom. They like because they turn people to plants or something and then eat them. I really liked it. I want to watch it again to see it. Like, it didn't strike me as the worst movie when I watched it when I liked it. So I'd like to now versus then. I like to check that out.
Yeah, we should do like a double with that. Watch the movie and the doc, talk about them both.
The doc, is that another? Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
documentary. Yeah, the documentary was pretty sweet, man. It made me want to watch the movie even more. Like the main character's like a dentist in some town. Like apparently people really like this movie. I'm going on a whole countrywide tour. You ever heard of it? He's all telling everybody about the movie he's in. It's like, yeah, it's called Troll 2. No one's ever heard of it. He's like, oh, you should say it. It's great.
That's awesome.
And yeah, like it's not a sequel to Troll either. I like that. It's just its own movie, and they named it Troll 2 to try and gain some traction on this other shitty movie, which doesn't make any sense. But anyways, back to the real star of the show, the Krampus.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say.
There's not much. Oh, I guess we could talk about their sequels. I guess there's another one called Krampus, The Devil Returns, or something like that. And it said like 5 years after something or something. 5 years after the story picks up. But I don't think anybody is from the first one. But I could tell from looking at the material, the trailer, and the plot synopsis. I was like, so what are you talking about 5 years after he has to do it again? It's like, what are you? I gotta watch it. I gotta find it somewhere because it's ridiculous. And then there's like 4 more. I think it's one of those situations where Krampus is just done by a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different versions, but obviously the folklore existed, but I think after this first one, it really picked up. Like people knew what the fuck Krampus was all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't know they made sequels, or direct sequels rather. Because I know, sometimes when these kind of movies come out, they have those like really small B movie studios that kind of take a property and run with it, kind of deal. I didn't know there's a direct sequel.
Yeah, Jingle All the Way too.
Yeah, I saw that. Who the fuck was in that? Wasn't it a wrestler?
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy. That's who it was.
I believe WWE Films made the movie though. Yeah,
weird.
I think Vince McMahon bought the property, which is
good job, Vince. Good investment.
The Big Show's like, you seen this movie, brother? I'm in. About the doll, you got to buy this shit. You got to buy this. Yeah. So I think the only real sequel is that second one, the Devil Returns one, is like done by the same company or whatever. I think the other ones all just exist separately. Who knows? Maybe this isn't even the best Krampus movie. I don't know. Maybe there's an actual scary one out there.
Yeah. Who knows?
But that's that. Yeah. So I think we're both in agreement that it's worth a watch. It's kind of fun holiday scare / comedy / none of the above movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely sit down with some popcorn on a Christmas night and watch this. I mean, it's not the same. Christmas movies get rotated so often. Sometimes you feel like something out of the box, out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, we should do, I mean, fuck, how many episodes do we have in the month? It's not very new, or not very much, because we're doing Cyberpunk next week, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could.
Because I was wondering if we should do like our favorite Christmas movie. We kind of go down the list of like maybe what our favorite is. So I imagine we have 2 different answers.
Yeah, I mean, we could always do well, how many more weeks is there?
So we got next week, which is Cyberpunk, and then we got the week after that, which is the 20th, which is the week leading up to Christmas, and then we have the 27th, which is after Christmas. So I guess technically we only have one more Christmas week episode.
And we could always do Cyberpunk as a non numbered episode or something.
Oh yeah, like record on a Saturday or something, just a quick thoughts type of deal.
Because I'm, imagine we're probably not going to get that deep into that game by the time Sunday morning rolls along. I hear it's been multiple hours before the fucking the title card. before it says Cyberpunk. Like you're just getting introduced to all the crazy systems that are just overwhelming. I'm just like, oh, this sounds awesome.
Yeah, I heard you probably heard the same thing, but apparently it's out in the wild, so people are saying like be careful with spoilers and everything. But somebody posted that got it that like just popping the disc in, there was like a 50 gig update. It's like fuck, dude. I'm sure the game's already like 100 gigs.
Yeah, they've responded to that. That's not true.
It's not true.
No, there is no update because the game's not out. So they do not put the update live till the game releases. So there is no update. That was the download install size of the game.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that was just the game, the 52 gigs. And so I'm sure there will be something similar to that. I imagine it's going to be like 20 gigs at first. You know what I mean?
Right. It's usually, yeah.
I don't think they're going to have a 50 gig one ready, but eventually this game is going to balloon to like, you know, a Halo size that is on Xbox. Just update after update of gigs and gigs. I'm sure it's going to be over 150 gigs at some point.
Oh, for sure. Like we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do last night. Sarah and I were like, do we watch a movie? Do we want to continue Harry Potter? Do you want to do something different? And I forgot that I bought A Way Out, which is that game that came out a couple years ago where you multiplayer co-op into prison. I thought that'd be fun for her and I to play. Anyway, so I loaded up the Xbox and everything was kind of not working and slowing down. I'm like, what the fuck? So I went to my queue. I'm like, oh, something's downloading. And I go on there and it's fucking Red Dead with 100 gig update. I'm like, are you kidding? I don't even play this fucking game. I don't even know why it's on my hard drive. 100 gigs, dude. So I imagine Cyberpunk, if it's as big as I think it is in terms of scope, I'm sure it'll be pretty hefty. So make space, people.
Yeah. I think they said one of the people that had it said the map was like 5 times bigger approximately than GTA 5. And that map is fucking huge. So
yeah,
ought to be fun. We'll see. Watch it. This game just sucks. Just watch. Hopefully it's amazing. But yeah, we could always discuss that and see what we're doing. I mean, yeah, we still got that, and then we'd still have time to do favorite Christmas movie right before Christmas, and then we could do game of the year after that, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got some time. And then
I just think it'd be fun to kind of make a compilation, Christmas movie stuff. Just kind of talk about the movies we, loved as kids or still love, or ultimately
for sure.
our favorite one that we like.
For sure, because I imagine there'd be some intersection on the favorites. There's not a shit ton of Christmas movies that I can really think of that are extremely popular.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be a fun one. Let's do that. Anyways, check out Krampus if you haven't yet. It's fun little romp. I'd definitely say that's a good popcorn flick.
Yeah, I think it's worth a rental.
Yeah,
it's worth a couple bucks.
It's crazy that we're still renting movies though. That's weird to me.
Me?
No, anybody.
Oh, just anybody. Oh,
yeah. We're still renting movies as a culture, I guess, because when there's no blockbusters or anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Rentals are still very prevalent, and Redbox. I still see people going to Redbox, and all the stores are shut down. It's like, what? It still exists, but it cannot exist as a physical store anymore. I just don't get it. It's weird.
Yeah, normally what I do, I'm sure everyone does this. I don't think I'm alone, but normally when I want to watch something, I basically go onto all of the streaming services I have and just fucking search for it. And then when I can't, that's usually when I go to Prime Video or Microsoft Store and search it there and spend a couple bucks. That's how I'm watching the Harry Potters. I just go to Microsoft Store and rent Harry Potter for a couple bucks, and then that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, hey, sounds like we're wrapping up. I'm wondering, and you can say yes or no, because I'm kind of just throwing this at you. I probably should have talked about this before the episode. But you want to do like maybe a 10-minute more 10-minute talk, maybe more about the HBO stuff, because that's kind of big news.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like right now, after we finish this?
Oh yeah, it's like right now, maybe like in the title, but like, Krampus review plus bonus HBO Max thoughts. I don't know, because it's kind of a big old. I saw a video. Actually, seeing the video that you made is how I found out. I was on my break and I was on looking through my YouTube. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I wanted to do it timely. I got it out there pretty quick after the news. So
that's fucking.
I'll tell you
badass.
what. Let's end this video,
Mm-hmm.
and let me render it, and then hop back on, and let's say, I don't know, what time is it? 9:36. Let's get back at when's the Seahawks game? 10?
It's at 1.
Oh, well, okay, let's come back at 10.
10? Cool.
Yeah. So this will be the end of Krampus, and then we'll film that.
Awesome.
So yeah, check that out. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's not groundbreaking, it's not amazing, but it's a fun movie. Would you say you liked it better than whatever, the Jingle All the Way?
Yeah, I think so. I think, if I had both copies sitting in front of me and I had a choice to watch one, I think Krampus would be my pick.
Right on. Well, that's that. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
And a Happy New Year.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Take it easy. Later.
Peace.